Played a really good team today. TCU did a good job in the second half. That's something they've done all year long. I was proud of our guys. Right there at the end, we get a fourth down stop. We could have folded, and then we come out and get a drive to get in the end zone. So it says a lot about, again, what we're building and who we are. But frustrating game because we have the lead and just got to make plays to win the game. First time today that we haven't been. I imagine I've got to look, but we were 3 of 6 on fourth down. We've been better than that, and just got to continue to get better at that. We're gonna be banged up, but we'll get some guys back, and hopefully some of the guys that were in the game that didn't get to finish the game will be back on Sunday or Monday and be ready for practice on Tuesday. With that, take any questions.
Coach, can we just get a quick update on Barron? He was on the sideline at 11.
Ankle, same ankle that he hurt against Oklahoma State. And we just didn't feel like he could go. He fought through it against Oklahoma State. Didn't feel like he could go today, and he wanted to. He was really upset on the sidelines and at halftime that he couldn't. But we'll evaluate him tomorrow and kind of go from there.
I guess, what did you see in that fourth quarter? Maybe what was TCU doing right? What did you feel like maybe wasn't clicking for your guys?
They thought they ran the ball better in the second half. I think that had a lot to do with some of their conversions. I think it's, 17-13, we have the lead, and that was a big drive. We could got off the field, had an opportunities to get off the field. Could have been different. There going into the fourth quarter, keeping that lead and hanging on to it.
Coach, what was your vantage point of the face mask call?
Well, we're up 17-13, and there were a lot of conversions on that drive. That, in fact, 3. That were. It's tough. Y'all all saw them. You saw a lot of stuff today that I still don't understand. And without getting my tail fined and put us in a bad situation, it's really frustrating. I can't explain that right there.
Coach, in terms of defense, I guess how do you feel they kind of battled minus that long offensive possession that TCU had to kind of get the lead there?
I thought they did a good job. We got them into 3rd and 16 on that one, and then we turn around and they throw a bubble, and we have a chance to make a play right there, and don't for a reason that and I don't know. That drive right there is really frustrating. It's extremely frustrating. And I hate it for my guys. Defensively, I thought that we did a really good job. I was really proud of Josiah Pierre. We've been needing somebody to really step up opposite of Tyree. Tyree did a good job today of really taking a lot of the protection, and so Josiah had a lot of one-on-ones. And came up with big sacks. I thought we did a really good job of pressuring the quarterback, getting to the quarterback. We didn't create any turnovers, that we have to do. That's a momentum swing. Late in the game, they were able to run the football, and I thought their offensive line did a good job picking up some of our run stunts, and that kind of allowed them to pop some plays up the middle.
Coach, knowing you for all these years, I know you stay positive. How do you keep positive for your 2 losses in a row, and then convey that to your staff and your players?
24-hour rule. I'm going to be upset for 24 hours, and then, we're going to come back and we're doing the same thing, with our day tomorrow. And, we've got 3 games left. There's a lot of football. I really feel like that our guys just those last 2 drives shows you what we're trying to do and how we're building this team. And so we talk about having a pump jack mentality and being the same guy every single day. And so if I don't come back and have a great attitude, then I'm a hypocrite. I can't be the guy that I'm asking them to be. And so I'll come back tomorrow. We'll watch the film. We'll see what we can correct, and we'll get ready for a really good Kansas team coming into Lubbock next week.
Joey, just doing some quick math here. Kansas State game, 2020 game, you got 17 in a row.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State game, you're up 31-23, gave up 18 in a row. Last week and this week, both give up 21 in a row with the upset right there in the gas.
Yeah.
Is this team simply running, getting one down and out of gas, losing points a little bit? Obviously, you've been underdogs in most of those games.
Right. No, you know, there's plays to be made. You know, when you have those situations, I mean, there's plays to be made, and we've got to figure out a way to make them. You know, we should have been up 14-13 at half, and we slipped on the 2-yard line. I mean, it's a great design play, and get the ball in, and we walk into the end zone, but when we turn, we slip. You know, and got a deep ball that we got to make those plays. I mean, whenever you get in those situations, and when you're not scoring, and what's happened the last 2 weeks for the first time, I don't think it happened against OSU or K-State, but for the last 2 weeks, you know, our defense played a lot of snaps in the third and fourth quarter, especially in the fourth quarter. And so I think there was some, you know, Tony Bradford goes out, and that really hurt us. You know, now it shortens the rotation in the interior line, and that's really where that ball was hitting whenever we lost him. And so I don't think it's that. I think it's in critical situations, we're not making plays, and in those 4 games, the other team won.
Hey, you referred a moment ago to the play that J.J. Spartan slipped on.
Yeah.
Was there any discussion of what the downs were on those plays? Because you had a first down at the 14-yard line, and Barron throws a 9-yard pass to Spartan, and the next ball was snapped squarely on 5, and it was called a first down after a 9-yard game, and y'all wound up kicking. It was on 4th down, but most people watching on TV, and most people thought it was actually 3rd down because
Where the ball was spotted. We
went from the 14 to the 9,
Yeah.
squarely from the 14 to the 9. We called it, part of the 14 to the 5, squarely from the 14 to the 5, and they called it a first down.
Well, we just went by, you know, what they said or what they said. There was a lot of things that happened in this game that was still scratching my head. It's probably one of them once you watch it. We just went by what they were saying. They awarded us first down, and got pointed to move the sticks, and so we went with what the officials did.
What was the quarterback run option on 3rd and long? Can you just kind of just explain?
Yeah, that was where we were at. We were, you know, we're trying to get in a good 4th down. You know, that's where, you know, some of those run plays that you see on 3rd down, you're already saying, hey, you've got 2 downs, get yourself in a better 4th down. And so that option that we ran, we were trying to get in a better 4th down. And I don't think we got to the magic number, so I think we ended up having a punt on that.
And another 4th down question. I know we've talked about this over and over.
Yeah.
But in the 4th quarter, you had 4th and 2 at your own 36. Donovan with a run that really didn't come close. He got blown up. It looked like it's pretty heavy box. Any second guessing on that one, or should y'all maybe kind of call timeout or audible, or is he committed to a quarterback run?
We had an option on that, and we missed that. It was that you go back and look at that, might be a touchdown. If you know, it was a play that we had 2 different things that we could do, and you know, didn't get the first down. So felt like we had Nehemiah right there, and you know, didn't get it.
Coach, did you have any updates on JB or Tony?
JB on that big hit, you know, that was, you know, we'll see. I mean, I think he's feeling a lot better, and we'll kind of see how he is tomorrow, and he is. Then there's enough days to where we can get him back. It just kind of depends on that. You know, when it comes to the head, I don't ever even talk to Drew. That's his deal, our head trainer. And then Tony hurt his shoulder, couldn't get strength back in it. You know, expecting him to play, you know, just couldn't get back to where we put him in there, and he's almost like one arm. We weren't going to do that to him. And so I expect to get him back. He should be able to get that strength back.
You got time for a couple more.
Why was Trey not here today?
Last week we thought we could get him back about yesterday, but got banged up, couldn't clear as far as with his head, got hit late in that game. And thought we had enough time, and the way he felt Sunday to be able to get him back, we just couldn't get him back.
So he's been in the protocol.
Yeah.
I guess when it comes to those late game kind of momentum shifts, is there a way to correct that? If there is, like, what might be the best way to kind of like hone in on stuff like that?
You know, when you're talking about momentum shifts happen because people are making plays, you know. You go through that, go up and catch balls, create turnovers, you know, be where you're supposed to be. We had some stuff in the second, you know, really in the fourth quarter where kind of lost our eyes on defense, and then, you know, momentum's happened because people are making plays and people aren't making plays, and so we've got to do a better job of making plays.
Talk about after Geron went out, you're already without Trey. Just how thin you are a receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, with Miles playing on the outside, Brady Boyd playing, having to go outside.
Yeah, the good thing about Brady is he's so smart, so we feel like we can put him in anywhere, and you know, so him going out there, he's played most of the spring outside. You know, during practice, he takes reps everywhere. You know, when we got Jordan Brown in there late, and then Miles was playing outside, you had Nehemiah and X, and so as far as big guys, it did losing, you know, not having Trey this week and then losing JB right there, you know, I thought made a big difference.
Miles rep outside.
Yeah. We fought, you know, I think I said it on Monday. We were trying to get hit 14 and 1 on the field at the same time, so we took a lot more reps outside.
Carlos, Tyler, I know Coach always says what's next. I guess when you came in, I guess what was the thought process for you? And I guess did you feel like you guys were in good momentum at some point? Did you feel like you were in momentum at some point where you obviously took the lead there?
Yeah, I mean, my thought process was I was going to go in and do my job. You know, I was preparing like I was going to be the starter the whole week. You know, that was the plan for me, just because I've been in those positions. I've been a backup, I've been a starter, so I took it serious, and I knew at some point my number was going to be called, and I just did the best I can to help get his points and help win. Obviously, the end result is not what we wanted. Like Coach was talking about earlier, momentum just happened, making plays. We got to execute a couple crucial downs, and you know, at the end of the day, we'll get better.
Tyler, how much rust is there for you to work through, given how much time you have missed? Not only this year, but last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a little bit in the past couple weeks, you know, kind of working back. Because my mind is 100%, to be honest with you. I've seen everything clearly. The past couple weeks, you know, my body just kind of getting back to that game speed, trying to make plays where my mind wants me to go. But at this point, I feel 100%, and I feel really good. I think it was really good getting back out there to play with those guys, play with my teammates. I think there was some rust, you know, obviously coming back from surgery, and I had a broken collarbone. I'm not sure if you guys even knew that or not, but it was obviously tough mentally and physically. But I think mentally I've never been stronger because I haven't broken it before, so it's really good to be back out there.
And what about timing of the receivers, especially given a bunch of receivers with them as well? So not down for them.
I mean, we've been working together all offseason, so we have some chemistry, and there's some plays that you'd like to have back and new guys in different positions. So there's still a different feel. You know, Miles is going to run routes different than Sparkman or Loic, so you just kind of getting those connections with those guys, and I think we're going to see a lot more of it.
How did you feel? I know, obviously, you've run the football a lot, but coming off your injuries, how did you feel as much option that you were?
No, I felt fine. Yeah, I think that was like last week was kind of like the biggest question. Just coming back earlier and then just taking that hit, and I knew I was fine. And this week it was just I knew I was 100%. You know, I had no worries at all.
Tyler, what's it like being able to bounce back from an injury like that? That's pretty similar to the one that you had last year. Is it a lot of the same stuff that you did last year?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really similar process. You know, obviously it was different because I had surgery, so there's some differences. But like I said before, you know, it sucked when it happened, but I was so task-oriented, and I knew I was trying to get back for my teammates, and I knew there was time to do that, and I had to be ready when my number was called. So that was just my goal the whole time.
Doing it the second time around mentally, is that easier, harder, a little bit of both?
You know, it's a little bit of both. You know, at first you're asking, you're wondering why or how does this happen, and then you move on to all right, you know, that what's next mentality to it. I'm just trying to get better every single day, and I'm still staying focused. I'm still watching film with the guys. We're still taking the guys out to eat. I'm still treating it like I was the starter no matter what, whether whoever is out there. So, obviously I took a lot of pride in that. And at the end of the day, we got to be better as a team too.
Josiah, you guys obviously have played some really good defense this year for extended stretches, but it seems like in these games that you've lost, it's gotten away from now at the last week and this week. Maybe kind of similar in that regard. What's happening to y'all fourth quarter?
I mean, it's just the little things, and just like execution. We just gotta get back in the film room and just keep getting better. It's a process with guys. We just gotta keep building that chemistry, and just keep working, and just like keep being consistent in our job, and just like working and stuff. So we'll be fine.
Do you feel like physically y'all wearing down at all? I mean, late in games. Joey mentioned that y'all have faced a lot of plays the last 2 weeks.
I mean, yeah, we do, but that's where like young guys come and step up. We have a lot of depth in our positions, but like that has been really an issue for us. It's just about like guys just grinding and take care of their bodies and just being pros.
At the point y'all led 17-13, you had the momentum. JJ had a touchdown catch, and then Jalen had the sack there after they got down there to the 12-yard line. What was kind of the sideline like at that point? What was kind of the team attitude at that point?
It was just really being like, let's just keep at it. Let's just keep doing this. We can't be satisfied with that drive. It was just excitement, and it brought a lot of energy to the sideline. And we were just encouraging each other and just working on the things that we need to fix, and just focusing on the next drive.
Joey said a few weeks ago that somebody besides Tyree, you need to get a pass rush out more than somebody besides Tyree. How do you feel like you've kind of progressed as you've continued to make a few more plays?
I really just try to take, what Coach CJ has been trying to teach me, and really teach the whole room. It's just about performing on demand. When your number's called, you got to just go out and you got to perform. Doesn't matter the situation, doesn't matter how you feel. You got to go out there and work hard for your brothers. And I've just been really trying to, focus on that myself as a leader, and really trying to put in the work in to, help be the best I can be out there for, the team, most important.
Josiah, in terms of being a leader, I guess how tough was it to kind of lose Tony there at the end of the game? What did y'all kind of lose?
I mean, it was a loss, because Tony's a huge leader on this team for us. But it was like with the what's next mentality. What Coach McGuire's always talking about. Like one guy down, the other guy has to step up. That's where our mentality in. Nobody really lost focus, but they were always trying to encourage each other to stick together. That was the most important thing.
Anything else?